Hey, welcome to CryptoEase with Mike. I'm your host, Mike, and today we're going to walk through mastering DeFi yield with Beefy Finance. It's an auto compounder yield optimizer. It's an OG platform. They've been around. They take care of their users. Their support is excellent. I love Beefy Finance. I even buy their t-shirts, right? DeFi the system. And thanks to the folks in Beefy Discord for helping me locate my other two t-shirts that went AWOL. So my name is Mike. Why should you listen to me? Back in May of 2020, I started with $100 in Bitcoin. Less than a year later, I'd got my portfolio to $500,000. But I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes. I've been rug pulled. I've been scammed. I've done everything. Everything that's happened to me, I teach those lessons in my group and in my community here on YouTube, but also in my community. The link is below. You're free to join. There's still some free spots open. I think there's a few left. But if you don't, please add your questions in the comments on my YouTube videos. That helps my engagement with YouTube, but I will answer your question in my next video. Anyways, let's get moving here, get cracking. I got another appointment in a few minutes, so I want to get this tour done and show you the best way to go ahead and engage with Beefy Finance. So what exactly is Beefy Finance and why should you care? Well, if you're into DeFi, decentralized finance, if you're into crypto passive income, if you're into hands-off or hands-free passive income, then, by the way, no one funds my opinions. No one is paying me to say any of this. But the things that I look for as a crypto and DeFi OG is how not only does the protocol operate and can we make money with the protocol, is there liquidity, all of those good things, but when SHTF, when the shit hits the fan, is the team there? Do they back things up? Do they take care of their users? And Beefy is one of those proven teams, so I'm telling you that. So it's a yield optimizer. Basically what they're doing is they're taking the existing rewards out of a pool you might be in, like Curve Finance, Convex, Aerodrome, many others, and they're taking those rewards, they're harvesting them for you. You don't have to worry about the gas or anything like that, transaction fees, and they're reinvesting that into your original bag. And so the net effect being with DeFi is that your original bag grows, whether you're single side staking or whether you're using LPs or CLMs, concentrated liquidity pools. And there are multi-chain, multiple choices, so many choices, and non-custodial. This is true DeFi. They're not holding on to your coins. They're not doing anything to your coins. They just got a wrapper around that. And their smart contracts are taking care of you, earning that passive income. This lets you be your own bank. This lets you control your financial destiny. You're not investing in meme coins. You're not investing in crazy NFTs or any other BS. This is real. This is DeFi passive income at its best. And let's go ahead to check out the navigation on the app. So that's just a little screenshot there. We'll flip over to the app in a second, but I'm going to show you in a second, real quick, how there's chain selector, how do you connect your wallet. Now, in my case, I recommend Rabi Wallet. I should have edited that. MetaMask is okay, but they track your transactions. I don't know if you know that. They track your IP, so be aware of that. But basically, a wide variety of DeFi wallets are supported through the Beefy app. Wide variety of chains. They got different ways to search based on protocols, APYs, TVLs, and also different token pairs. And just remember, they're auto compounding. They're reinvesting the existing rewards that you would get already, and they're doing that for you hands free. So let's just flip out here to Beefy itself, and let's go back to the top level here. The top menu, you have vaults, dashboard, the DAO itself with their treasury proposals and profit distribution. Yes, they distribute profits to Beefy holders, okay? Here are the different varieties of Beefy. BIFI is the governance token for Beefy Finance. If you want to earn rewards on everything that Beefy's doing, that's the place for you, okay? And check out the different varieties they have. They provide different functionality. And then there's a variety of resources. Just like I always recommend, you always do your own research. Go and check out the actual docs, the project docs, see where they came from, see why these things matter. But first, looking at the vaults and looking at the dashboard, your dashboard is where once you've invested in DeFi in DeFi with Beefy, then yeah, this is a single take video, so suck it up. Is you're going to have this beautiful dashboard. We got the CryptoEase test wallet hooked up here, ends in 8084 over there. You see I got one vault that I'm in already. I've got my accrued yield, and then there's your estimated daily yield. Now the cool thing is here, this is passive income, but you don't have to worry about claiming every week or anything like that. Beefy does that all for you. So with that daily estimated yield, what I can do is if I'm looking for that passive income to pay bills in the real world or whatever, I can use that as a function to help me determine how much I want to pull out to sell. But Beefy does a really, really great job of communicating everything you need to know. Now, the challenge for newbies with Beefy is that you might feel overwhelmed at first, but they've got all of the important stuff here for you. It's just a matter of you educating yourself. And in my group, we have tools like the Crypto Speak Decoder to help decode all these terms. We have, newbie-friendly modules and classes that teach you how to navigate all of this. And I back that up with support and so on. But here we can see where my chain exposure is. I'm just on Ethereum and this one pool. It's a curve pool like they're showing right here. And then my exposure is to USDO and USDC. It's a stablecoin pool. I did that for an example. And you'll see that I'm in the green to the tune of 56 cents. Woohoo! Very happy about that. We'll take a look at another pool and how to get into pools and also how much information Beefy gives you. It's really incredible. I love the job that they've done. And in the Vault Selector, remember we said they've got a whole selection of chains that you can be involved in. Here are all of the chains that you can use Beefy with. There's such a great variety. Here's this lit key. That was a launch just a few days ago on Aerodrome. So maybe we'll play with that one. We'll maybe use a test wallet to jump in that one. But in the UI here, you have different ways you can check your positions. That's right here. I'm just clicking on the mouse so you notice where that is. You can go and find pools that just have boosts, okay? Or you can find just stablecoin friendly pools. Let's unclick boosts there. And you'll see these are across all different chains. So I can say, wait, I want to invest in stablecoins. I'm looking for the best APY I can get. Let's do that's 7-day APY, right? So, Seamless USD on Morpho is burning up. Look at that. Meanwhile, USDC and Honey, I could be looking at 179, but notice there's CLM pool. That is, and they call it a concentrated, because the Beefy theme, right? Very smart guys. A concentrated liquidity manager pool. That is a whole other class. It's a whole other beast. Okay. And if you are into CLMs, then I absolutely recommend Beefy because that's much more hands off. You don't have to worry about staying in a range. A concentrated liquidity management, CLM pool, real quick, is you are earning yield based on a range of the actual price. And that range, the price can jump in and out of that range. And while it stays in range, you earn, but you earn big. But if it bumps out of the range, well, you don't earn, and you might even experience impermanent loss. So these are concepts that Beefy does a great job educating you on. This top pool here, the Seamless USD, DC, that's a single-sided vault. But then you have another example. So you got your single-sided vault, your liquidity pair vault, and then your CLM pools. Those are the three examples. That's kind of a quick jump on the UI. Let's flip back here, and we do get back into that in a bit more. So we touched on what are the vault types and yield sources. You got your single-sided assets, like you can take your BTC, your ETH. Let's go back and just check those out real quick. Want to be fast. And let's go and say, I'm just going to look at Ethereum, and then I just want to look at ETH, for example. And, we don't have one there. So let's just go back and then clear all, and then select everything, and let's say ETH and see what comes up. Single-sided, somebody help me. There we go. There's a single-sided one on Aave, and that's on the, is that Plasma? Pulse? Plasma? I forget the logo right now. Let's go back up here. It's this one. Plasma! Yay, I was right. Okay, so there's ETH single-sided. That means you're only putting in one token. So the cool thing with single-sided is, let's show you a really cool feature on Beefy. You can dig into any of these pools, and you see that little like Wi-Fi indicator on the end right over here, guys? These three bars, this is giving you a risk estimate, a safety estimate of that particular vault. So dig in there, jump in, and then let me show you real quick some cool things here. So I'm not going to, talk about this just yet, but scroll down and you'll see that there's a safety score. Beefy has done a wonderful job. This is so good for newbies and novices that are getting into DeFi, that need to gain that crypto confidence and understand how these things work. The cool thing here is this is a very safe pool because it's single-sided, so it's low complexity, right? There's a very low or zero expected impermanent loss. Ask me what that is in the comments. High market capitalization. There's a good amount of liquidity available. Platform has been audited. Yay, we like audited platforms, especially multiple auditors. And the project contracts are verified. Now, that's a brief safety score snapshot. And I love their safety score snapshots because when I started out, I needed to learn all this stuff for myself, just like a lot of folks from DeFi Summer back in 2020, 2021. The cool thing is Beefy just goes above and beyond, explains stuff. And you're like, what's a low complexity strategy? Well, click on the little question mark and there's a pop-up that's going to tell you even more and explain it all to you. And if you don't even get what that is, ask questions in the comments on the YouTube video. Go ahead and join our community if you like. Check it out. And, you get all the support you need, one-on-one help, all that kind of stuff. Let's move on further down here, though, is Beefy goes even one step further. They give you easy access to what are the contracts behind the strategy and the vault. They explain everything to you. They also show you all of the details of the underlying assets and the platform. They've put it all into one user interface. It's so beautiful. You really don't need to be anywhere else after you've deposited. All right, let's flip back to the deck here. So LP vaults is liquidity pairs. That's where we pair two assets. Sometimes they're similar assets like stable coins where they're like to like, or sometimes it could be a volatile token and a stable coin asset, or two volatile tokens. And your risk is going to vary. The different safety scores in Beefy are going to vary. And then we talked about CLM vaults, concentrated liquidity concentrated, right? Liquidity management vaults. Now, I don't recommend those for newbies. Yes, the gains can be higher, but your mileage might vary, or as we say in crypto, your risk might vary. But if you want to build a portfolio that I like, where we say bull or bear, I don't care, and you want to get that passive income, then you need to have a good mix of single side, LP, and CLM that suits your risk profile. Okay? And if you don't know how to figure out your risk profile, well, go ahead and ask me in the YouTube comments or come ahead and join our group. We have the tools that teach you how to do that. But the most important part of Beefy is this last one, is the auto compounding element. Beefy is harvesting your rewards from the pools that you're in, whether it's single-sided, LP or CLM, harvesting and reinvesting those. And so from a performance perspective, when it comes to reporting transactions on your taxes, you're not showing going in and out and claiming and rewards and taxes. You just see this thing growing and growing and growing. It's beautiful. It simplifies your life and it's hands off. A lot of my clients and the folks that are in my paid side, you don't have to do anything paid side, or I'm not asking you to do that. But a lot of them, I learn a lot about their day-to-day and how they interact. And most of us still have day jobs. Most of us are still traveling around. They don't have time. You got families, you got friends, you want to go out and live life. That's the kind of DeFi that I like to teach, is hands-off passive income. How do we achieve that? Beefy is a key component in this stack. All right, so where does your yield come from? Well, it's kind of been explained, 1,000 times, well, 3 times maybe. But these are some pool examples, right? So Curve and Convex, what happens is you deposit into the Curve pool and you're earning those rewards, or you deposit your Curve deposit using Convex boosts, and where you're getting boosted yield. And then Beefy goes ahead and harvests that and compounds automatically on Aerodrome Velodrome as an example. These are, vote escrow dexes on L2s like base, and you're earning swap fees and those emissions, and those are getting compounded into the LP. Now, if you want to get the swap fees, or if you want to get Aero specifically emissions, well, then you should go and invest in Aerodrome. If you want to get CRV emissions with Curve, go and invest in Curve, go and invest in Convex. But then you're still hands-on. They're helpful, but not complete. Okay. I'm not arguing either way, but if you want hands-off and your goal is, I want to live my life, but I still want to earn, and you want to print that paper, you want to use Beefy Finance, okay? And lending markets and that kind of thing. So, all right, let's shoot first. So risk, what are the things you need to know? Well, some of the risks that you have are smart contract risk. That's, life in DeFi. And if you don't know what that is, pause right here, educate yourself on that. Impermanent loss is something that can happen anywhere, especially with LP vaults, and especially where you don't have a stablecoin like or you have other assets. And what happens is if one of the tokens pumps or dumps, you might end up where the amount you withdraw is actually worth less than what you put in. But I like to tell folks, and they're like, oh, the price of ETH is down. I'm losing money on my ETH. I'm like, well, did you sell? No. Well, you haven't lost any money, have you? Okay. So you only lose when you sell. And I even personally, in my personal portfolios, I have positions where I have temporary impermanent loss because it shows my investment is in an impermanent loss situation, but I haven't cashed out. So I haven't realized the impermanent loss. So I really haven't lost anything. Okay. It's all about hubbub about nothing until you actually pull that out. So bear that in mind. But impermanent loss, important to understand. And then check out the different strategies and chain risk. So for example, a brand new chain that just came out, let's say Plasma versus Ethereum, who are you going to trust? Ethereum has 100% uptime, been around since 2015. It's beautiful. But Plasma is new. That's not to say that there's not a great team behind them and they're not doing all the work they need to do or have the validators that they need and so on. But they're new. They're unproven. They're untested. We also don't know what will they do if there's a hack and stuff like that, where, Beefy proven, Ethereum proven, Curve proven, etc., etc. Practical mitigations. These are practical mitigations. This is great for newbies. This is great for people just getting started. So maybe what you do is you start with a single-sided asset. Make it nice and easy. You're going to get a very low return, but you're going to get a return. And the other thing I advocate to anybody, newbie, novice, pro, when you're interacting with DeFi, is always use small test amounts. Always, always, always. I learned this from one of my very first crypto mentors. Thank you, DD, wherever you are, Thailand. And it's a test with small amounts. And I tell you, this has saved me like probably hundreds of thousands of dollars by now. Because how many times you get so hairy casual, I'm so used to doing all this stuff. You sit down on the computer Sunday afternoon, you're having a couple of beers, you had fun with the fam, and I got to do my crypto stuff. And then, wait, I didn't mean to click that. Oh, it's too late. Sorry. So, that's the thing with DeFi. You are accountable for your actions in DeFi fully, right? Whereas with the bank, they also don't give a shit about you, but, they're accountable, but it doesn't mean you're going to get anything out of them. But in DeFi, it's up to you to educate yourself, and it's up to you to test things with small amounts. Whenever you're interacting with new protocols, new tools, new wallets, use small amounts. And my mother-in-law understands this. She's doing a great job with her Ethereum investments, okay? You always test with small amounts because you don't understand all the moving pieces. You might understand it on paper. You might understand it from a marketing point of view, but until you actually take those steps, you don't really know what the interaction is going to be. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, okay? But if you test with small amounts, you get used to the process flow, the pieces that you need to do. And while Beefy has this wonderful auto-compounding hands-off component, you do have to interact with a few pools to get there, okay? To get to your destination. And so testing with small amounts is always advocated. Yeah, it's a little bit more in transaction fees, but would you rather sacrifice a couple of dollars in transaction fees, or would you just like to lose your whole stack because you made a mistake? Not even a fault of anything you're investing in, because first of all, I only speak about stuff that's trustworthy. But, what if you make a mistake? You could lose your whole bag. And I've done similar stupid things. But also, practical beginner mitigations are, go for high liquidity blue chip pairs. So let's go look at here. Let's go back here and look at this vault on Plasma. And TVL $12. Oh, well, that's not really good, is it? $12 not so great. But if we flip back here to the main screen, then okay, yeah, that's not investable to me. But let's take the one just below, the CLM pool. There's underlying 16 million in the pool itself. It's just that this is just a few people have invested in Beefy. Let's take another look up here. Let's go TVL. So check this one out. Here is a classic Curve Convex combo, USDT, WBTC, which is wrapped Bitcoin, and wrapped ETH, all together in a pool, earning 5% auto compounded in Beefy. Wonderful. Okay. Is there liquidity? Hell yeah, there's liquidity. Look at this. There's 15 million on Beefy alone. But then in the underlying curve side, there's 26 million. So there's no problem with liquidity. You're not going to have a problem getting in and out. Whereas with stuff that has lower liquidity, let's go check this out. There's zero. This is a super, oh, that's a horrible one. Look at that. 24K. I mean, Velodrome and its CLM, it might be fine, but the challenge there is like there's very low liquidity. Okay, you got to watch out when you try to get in and out of that pool. You can lose. But let's just go and show you that safety score risk again, or the way to view the safety score. You see here, this one is different. It's high expected impermanent loss. And Beefy warns you about this stuff before you even get involved. Not only that, Beefy has built-in insurance with partners like Open Cover. There's another one, I think it's Nexus Mutual maybe, and it depends on the pool and their actions. But you can actually insure your gains, and that might be something that beginners want to do. All right, let's get back here. We got to move on. So how do we do this? Well, we're going to connect our wallet. We're going to select a chain, and we're going to use a base, and hopefully it works out. We're going to prepare, make sure we have gas, right? Always make sure you have gas on Ethereum. You need ETH because base is an L2, a layer 2 of Ethereum. Partners with Ethereum for settlement. That means you can use ETH for your gas on base. On some other chains, you got to check what your gas situation is. And then if you need a bridge tokens, use the official bridge. Use official bridges. But for me personally, there's two bridges that I love. There's a Squid Router is one of my favorite, and Stargate's another one. Don't use Stargate too much. If I can use Squid Router, I'll always use them. Backed by XLR, this stuff it's super easy to use and really wonderful. All right, so let's go try this now. What does this one say? Pick a vault. All right. Oh, let's read here. So the next steps after doing that, after connecting your wallet and all of that, making sure you got gas, the basics, right, is now you want to pick a vault and deposit. And I'm going to show you how this is so easy to do. Beefy has done such a wonderful job. And there's a couple more tips for you here. So pause, read what's here, and then come back to it. Let me just shoot my next appointment, a quick text, and just say, oh, I'm going to be there. Just give me 5 minutes. Where are you? Okay. Be there in 10. We'll adjust. All right, cool. Let's continue, guys. So I'm rushing through, yeah, but you can pause at any time. You can come back. You can review this video. All right, and let's go and DeFi the system with Beefy. So over here, oh wait, I had this one set up here. This is a crazy new one. This is a new token launch. It just happened on Base last week, and there's crazy, crazy APY. Excuse me. Let me just ease my throat. I just had a bit of a cold. And we're going to go and invest in, this is a concentrated liquidity management pool on Beefy. It's, on Aerodrome, but compounded by Beefy. The tokens are LitKey, which is this new token I know nothing about, so I'm taking an absolute gamble, but it's paired with Ethereum. And so the way I'm going to get into this pool, this is the interface where we want to get in. Now, actually, I'd pre-typed this earlier, right? I'm going to put in $50. Well, I had said 50. So let's just say 50. I got 50 USDC, which is not even part of the pool. Do you see how easy they've made it? I don't actually need to go and play with the pools in some cases, which is really, really wonderful. So I have this in my wallet. Here's the CryptoEase Rabby wallet. And we'll see what is my positions there on base. Let's take a look. So I've got that 100 USDC, and I've got some ETH. That's really not a lot. Let's see if it works out. But basically what I'm doing is I'm spending 50 of my USDCs. They're going to swap that into equal parts of LitKey and WETH. They're going to park it into the CLM. And they go even further. They show me the whole route for the Zap. So what is a Zap? Zap is like a macro in Excel if you're old school like me. A Zap is like Zapier. It's like it's a bunch of steps done for you, basically. And it just zaps, takes care of all the transactions, pays all the fees, and you land up with what you want. So let's go ahead and connect our wallet. And we're using Rabby wallet right now. So we're connected, thank you. And we're going to switch to base. That switched to base for me in Rabby. Can we see? Yes, we can see. You see there, I've been switched to base. And we're connected to the DApp. So we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and deposit. Here we go. And I might speed up these transactions. 1.27 cents. Maybe I don't even have enough. All right, so this is the approval, token approval to interact. It's very normal. First, we want to approve, yes, I want to interact on base chain. And then you see how they had that little UI. It says, oh, an error happened with the Zap. Refresh the quote, check them out, and try again. All right, cool. Let's refresh. So refresh. We're going to go a bit quicker this time because there was movement in the pool, and that's why things didn't work out. But we don't have to do all those approvals. We just did that, so this should be quicker, okay? And touch wood, that should work. Let me do my transaction. Let me get my estimate. And if you're not familiar with Rabby, they give you so much information there. It's really wonderful. I love Rabby as well. And here, my deposit is confirmed. Don't you love how easy and visible they make all the information? Oh, wait, you actually want to see your transaction? Well, let's go ahead and view that on Explorer, and then they'll take us to base scan. I can look at all the technical details, but we're bored with that. We don't want to do that. So, thank you very much. Now remember, Moo tokens, and that's the wrapper that they use on Beefy. It's a Moo token, okay? Okay. Oh, Amanda's going to be an intro. Oh, I didn't say that. All right, fine. Let's get back to business. Sorry, I got distracted. But you can also share on your platforms. It's really cool. So anyways, that transaction is now complete. And now if I go back to my dashboard, then that will update in a second. Hey, y'all, update me. Let's do a refresh. Reading the blockchains, pumping in the info. Oh, look, my deposits are bumped up to 134 cents. My estimated daily yield is going to be 60 cents. Allegedly, it's a very high risk pool that I got into. But now you'll see there's 2 chains mentioned. The dashboard is beautiful, right? It summarizes everything that you need to know. There's the pools that I'm in. We're off to the races. All right, let's go and wrap this up. So managing and withdrawing your position is easy. The auto compounding, that happens automatically. You don't have to do any manual harvesting. We covered that many times. Withdrawing is super easy. You can withdraw a single asset. You can withdraw the LP, and then you can break up the LP you want. You also might decide to switch pools. There might be similar pools on different chains or on different projects on the same chain, and you want to go and get their rewards versus the old one where you were at. Or sometimes, incentives run out on a pool and you need to move on, and that's perfectly okay. So if you want to do vault switching, you can do that too. You might need to use a bridge to do that, and some of the vaults have the zap out helpers as well, like we covered those. So what should be your expectations? Well, your realistic expectations are you can achieve a healthy 8 to 20%. I think that's realistic. You can use blue chip vaults, you can use stable coins, and that's achievable on Beefy. Set and forget. If you want the higher end, I would aim at around 100% and that's going to be more risk that you're going to take on, but it's less management for you. And so some of your action plan considerations should be, go ahead and start with a stable coin vault, maybe on Curve, or like I showed you in my first one, USDO with USDT, sorry. Or go ahead and do a single-sided, like a blue chip, like ETH or BTC, and stake that just to learn how the system works. And then use those filters and tags like we did, to filter out the TVL. You can use all of those in the UI to help you do that. And then you can diversify your vaults as you choose across the different chains. And so let's just wrap up with a quick peek back here at actually the docs. I wanted to point you to it's docs.beefy finance. If you want to learn all about Beefy and you want to learn all about what it's about, the different vaults, the different strategies, go and read the docs, do your own research, or use your AI, your favorite AI, take the docs, put it in the AI and say, hey, this is my technical level, summarize this for me. And I teach you how to do that in my group. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour with Beefy Finance, and I will make the guide available as well. Thanks for joining me, and now I got to run to my next meeting. And please add your questions in the comments. Excited to help you there on YouTube. You don't have to join my group, but if you do, I'd love to welcome you into our crypto family, my family and friends, my new friends around the world. We're all going to make it together. So check out that link below and like, comment, share, please. Anyways, love you all, and wish you well in the coming bull run. Cheers. Peace out.